outside the habitat. Tops, I am so sorry that I could not get a message to you yesterday, but I hope that I am standing next to you when you listen to this message. Let me start at the beginning. So yesterday was relatively uneventful. The map came in so handy once I got around that other city and found a way across the sludge of water. I made pretty good time, even without the motorbike anymore. And circling back around the side of the mountain is what the map told me to do. And so I started to do that. And by the time I went to stop for the night, I knew there was an outsider patrol really close by, and so I couldn't risk even recording a message. It's like they set up camp a dozen yards from where I was. It was really scary. I don't think I slept a wink, but that's okay, because tonight I will. So today, they had moved on before I ventured out, and I felt like I was following behind them, so I tried not to make too much progress too quickly. But I did run into one of their scouts, and I hesitated. I hesitated because of the kind person that I met. And because I hesitated, he let out a shout before I had a chance to silence him, and I didn't kill him. I just knocked him unconscious, but because he shouted, they all came after me, and I had to run. Luckily, I had memorized the way I needed to go and had looked for some spots along the way that might make good campsites or places of shelter. That's what I did. That's what I did with the safety of staying in that temple, place of worship. I tried to plan ahead, and oh my goodness, it came in so handy. I was able to wedge myself into a crevice. I'm scraped up a bit, but they kept going because I'm sure they didn't think anybody could fit where I holed up. And I stayed there for a couple of hours. It has definitely been a long day today. But I kept going. Eventually, after I came out and went on my path, and because I'd run for such a long time, I was further along than I expected to get today, and I came across, I smelled something cooking, and it's been a while since I had really fresh food instead of trail rations. It smelled so good. I don't actually know what they were cooking, but I watched their camp for a while because I didn't know if it was the same outsiders or different outsiders, and I didn't want to assume that they were bad. And even the guy that I knocked unconscious may not have been bad. I don't know what he shouted, and I don't know why they were chasing me, but I just couldn't risk it. So I watched the camp for a while, and the longer I watched, the more uneasy I became. They had children in the camp, and those children were hurting the kids. And children are so precious. There are so few of us. How they could be so cruel, I don't know. And I wanted to help them, and I knew that that would be a suicide mission, and then you would never know what happened to me, and the better thing for me to do would be to come back to the Hab, and then maybe a group of us can go and help those kids. I don't know. But I kept going. And when I got far enough away to feel like I wouldn't be caught, I ran again, and I cried as I ran, and I kept going until I couldn't run anymore. Soon after that, I found a place with trains, I think is what they were called. There was a train at the entrance to a tunnel, and it was all rusted out. But it was clear that it was heading into this tunnel in the side of the mountain, which was right on the map where I was going, and it explained what some of the symbols on the map were that I just hadn't understood before. That train, I think, was supposed to be delivering things to the Hab. I think that it was coming from the city I walked to. That train was full of med stations. Unused med stations that just needed power, that just needed to be hooked up. And when I think about how different things would be if we'd had a train car full of med stations all these years, how many people would have survived that have died, the injuries that festered, that a working med station just may go away. Or things like your concussion that could have impacted you for years, maybe the rest of your life. A little medicine and some rest. You sound good as new. Anyhow, right inside the tunnel, I found why the train didn't make it. There'd been a cave-in, of course. And it was enough to block the train, but not enough to keep me out. So I scrambled through and started walking down the tracks, and the going was so easy. I mean, I think that if we cleared that section of track, we could get the train here. Well, I don't know what they run on, but I'm sure you could figure it out. But these tracks lead into the habitat. I am in the habitat right now, heading towards you, and I mean, it's a maze in here, so I'm not sure if I can find the jungle or the library, or hopefully not the everlasting fire. But I found the back way into the habitat. I am here. All I have to do is find you. It's just amazing. I am coming. I am there. I'm there, tops. I'm not stopping. It'll just be a couple of hours, I'm sure, and I will find you. And tonight I'll sleep at home. We did it, babe. My favorite tinker. I'm home.